Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, I hope you will subscribe. And I urge your friends to as well so that we can keep doing this, even when it's bad news. And unfortunately, we have a lot of scary bad news these days in the era of Trump. That's barely a week old. So Elon Musk is proving to be at least as scary as the most scared of us thought he might be. We've gone through this long period of time where we've seen these horrible things happen, and yet we keep saying, well, no, we need more proof, or it's just a conspiracy theory. Well, it's not. And a lot of the people saying that are these bots and trolls on Twitter that Elon Musk has built. He fakes his own support with bots and trolls. You notice they have very few followers. They try to latch onto your tweets so that they can sort of have access to your followers. So I hide reply and block them. Just blocking them means just you can't see them. You have to hide reply, and that means your followers can't see what they've said. And since they don't have followers of their own, these Elon bots and trolls, they literally are just, spitting into the wind. They don't have access to your followers if you hide reply. Nobody responds to them. Again, these are not actual real people. This is Elon Musk faking support for him and what he's doing. You have these bots and trolls saying things like, well, this is what we voted for. Well, first of all, you and your 12 fake followers don't vote. And the truth is, most of this is not what MAGA voted for. They didn't know anything about this. And now they feel like they have to keep their mouths shut because they created this mess. They put a bullet in the back of our country. We are done. It's feeling like it. So most of us still want to do everything we can to try and fix this or hold off the worst until maybe we figure out what to do. But Elon Musk has unprecedented access to information that even people with top security clearances, there's always some oversight. He has none. He has not been confirmed to anything by our Senate. He's not been elected to anything. He can never legally be president because he was not born in this country. He's an immigrant. And some of his immigration past makes a lot of people question the legitimacy of him being here. He might be here illegally. That said, he has access to, I was just reading this, his staff has been caught installing hard drives inside the Office of Personnel Management, OPM, the Treasury Department, and the General Services Administration. His staff encountered resistance when demanding that Treasury officials grant access to systems managing the flow of more than $6 trillion annually to programs like Social Security and Medicare. Elon Musk is going to have access to all of your personal information and probably with the flip of a switch can just make sure we don't get paid. He will have access to, since your Social Security is deposited directly into your bank for most people, he will have access to your banking information. He can do this, and God only knows what he's going to try and do with crypto. So there were tensions that escalated when they caught his people at OPM accessing systems, including the vast database known as the Enterprise Human Resources Integration, which contains sensitive information such as dates of birth, social security numbers, performance appraisals, home addresses, pay grades, and the length of service for government employees. In response to these employees speaking out, because we don't do this in America, we never have before, Musk's aides, Elon Musk's aides, again, what authority they have other than Trump's in office now and it's just, handed away everything. Anyway, Musk aides locked civil service servants out of computer systems and offices with reports that personal items have been searched. So we see these things, and I see them on social media. I see them in the news that still is allowed to report these things. A lot of it is independent media. People are scared. And there's always these people say, well, is that legal? Can they do that? Nothing they are doing is illegal. Trump and his goons and his flying monkeys are doing all kinds of things to destroy our country. And no, it's not legal. It's not constitutional. And they're doing it anyway. And there's no justification for it. These are not things that were discussed during the campaign. This is a power grab. Understand, don't wait and see the whites of their eyes. Understand Trump is a criminal, a convicted felon who got off the hook for most of his crimes, serious crimes, such as treason. Okay? He's not a good person. He is evil. He is dangerous. And therefore, he is surrounding himself with evil and dangerous people who will do his bidding for him. It does us no good to give him the benefit of the doubt. It never it never has. But Elon Musk right now, and it might be too late, has access to all of our personal information, and again, can probably just decide overnight without telling us that you won't get your Social Security check. They don't care. This will be their way of axing Social Security and Medicare and anything else they can. They did it last week when they shut off, just flipped a switch, and the portals, the Medicaid portals in all 50 states were shut down. This is what they did. With a flip of a switch, a stroke of a pen, just do it. They shut down everything. Cancer research, clinical trials, aid that people depend on to live. They wanted to shut off the breakfast and lunch programs for schools, so kids are hungry. They are doing this. This is not hyperbole. They are doing this. And they're doing a lot more than I think people even are able to keep up with. Do not doubt their intentions. In fact, they aren't even explaining themselves anymore. They don't have to give the lie to MAGA like they had to during the campaign, to the idiot rally goers. So we have this problem right now. And I think the Democrats in Congress are a little bit lost right now. They don't know what to do about this, and they're trying to find their leadership. And we have some old leadership that needs to go, like Chuck Schumer. And this isn't an indictment on them, their personal whatever, but he's not leading. I think that he's shell-shocked. Maybe he's been there too long. I don't know. But we had better get with the program quick, very, very quickly, and understand what's happening. And right now, it's not happening. So Trump, Putin, and Elon Musk are swooping in, taking advantage of the fact that we're shell-shocked, that we don't know what's going on, and we haven't got our footing yet. And they're doing as much of their damage right away in the first days of this administration as they can, because we might eventually get our act together and can resist effectively. But right now, we're all shell-shocked. We're flattened. We've been caught flat-footed. Every little stupid phrase you can think of along those lines, we're doing it. And that is precisely why they're going in with this element of surprise. That is a Putin tactic. If any of you have ever read the book Art of War, its translation, you can see that this is happening. I actually have a copy because in politics and business, you sometimes need that. You have to stop thinking that everybody is good, or even that there's good in everybody. It doesn't matter. What they are doing now is evil and bad and illegal and unconstitutional, and no one is stopping them. There's a reason why the employees at the Treasury Department were trying to stop Elon Musk's people from coming in and doing this, and OPM, because they're not supposed to be doing it, because it's illegal, because these government employees who are apolitical, these are government employees, they're not political appointees, they're all being fired anyway. They protect us. Their loyalty is to protecting us, our information, our financial systems, our money, our Social Security. That's where their loyalty lies. And it doesn't matter if there's a Republican or a Democrat in the White House. So for Elon Musk to come in with his people and do this is astonishing. And in any other time in the history of our country, if something like this were to happen, there was some oversight that would stop them and they would be dealt with. But we have none. We have none, because Trump is one of the thieves, one of the criminals, robbing us blind, taking bribes. He is instituting these tariffs as a way to get more money for himself so he can be bribed by individual countries, companies, industries to get a carve out, an exemption for themselves. This is how he becomes an oligarch, which is his plan. We don't need these tariffs. They're not good for the American people. Trump knows this, and he doesn't care. Stop thinking he cares. He doesn't. Stop thinking if only he knew how harmful this was. Trump has done harmful things to people's entire life, And he's a psychopath, so he actually kind of likes doing it. He gets off on it a little bit. But mostly for him is worship of the almighty dollar and of himself. And he was taught this from his father. And he has been doing it his entire life. So stop thinking somehow it's changed. The idiot MAGA people, some of them might even be figuring it out, but they'll keep their mouths shut about it, right? Trump is evil. He's a criminal. He is doing this. We have to stay on our guard. We have to keep communicating. We have to stay on top of this stuff. And sometimes we will get some details wrong, or it's up in the air, or he got caught and pulled back on something. And so the MAGA are out there saying, well, that didn't happen. It doesn't matter. We know what he's doing. I don't listen to the MAGA. They did this, nothing they say now other than, oh my God, we were wrong. We're so sorry. What can we do to help? Anything other than that is BS. I don't want to hear from them. They are our enemies. They destroyed our country. They did more damage to us than anybody else could do from around the world. They're working for Putin and they don't even know it. And now that we've got Tulsi Gabbard looming as our director of national intelligence, it's all over. We have to weigh in with our Republican senators. All we need is one to kill some of these nominations. I'd like to think that even though they're weak and stupid and unethical, they aren't evil the way that Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Vladimir Putin are. They aren't our true, they're not the enemies, the deadly enemies that they are, unless they blindly follow them. Like Joni Ernst. What an immoral piece of crap she is. She served in the military. She knows good and darn well what Pete Hegseth is. And she was acting like maybe she wasn't going to vote for his confirmation, and then she did. She sold out her country. This is someone who was taken the oath while she was in the military and serving in Congress, and she sold out the country, where she took an oath to protect and preserve and defend, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's better if we assume the worst and prepare for it rather than be caught flat-footed. It is surprising to me that people are caught flat-footed by Trump, to be honest. We saw a lot of this in his first administration, but now he has full reign. Now he's really been able to put together his army of traitors and flying monkeys to go in and ruin our government the way, again, a foreign enemy could never do. And I've known since 2015, I was catfished. I was hacked by him. He defamed me. He had somebody investigate me and follow me. Okay? He does this. And then he had goons using information from my hacked emails to try and use it against me. You'll launder it through another entity. Yeah, that's what WikiLeaks does. Somebody hacks you, you get hacked. Trump gets something that he wants to use against you or thinks he can. In my case, they didn't, but they thought they did. And then they simply have it come out another way, report it another way, so he can use it against you. He did that to Hillary. He did that to me. This is what he does. And he uses people that you think might be good people to do it. In my case, he actually found somebody who was an old friend from an old beach house working for some firm. Oh, and she was a Democrat, a big one. But she did his sleazy bidding. So you have to be careful. But if something doesn't smell right in this era of Trump and Elon Musk, there's a reason for it. You're probably right. But in this case, it appears that Elon Musk can go in and get all of your information, your personal information, and will also have access to your bank accounts. Because if you have your Social Security check deposit directly into your bank account, guess what? He has all of that. I don't have an answer for most of this stuff, but we have to be on top of it. We have to believe it. We have to understand this is really happening. Again, we are all still in this mode of this can't happen in America because it's never happened before. It is happening now. And it breaks my heart that for 250 years, however long it's been, every generation was able to save this country from the worst of the worst. And ours is the one that seems to be failing. So why don't we see what we can do moving forward? Okay, folks?